So thank you everyone for joining today's session. Today we're continuing the Apprenticeship Illinois webinar series. Today we're hearing from LWIA regions 22 and 24 and promising practices in their area. Lots of people from Southern Illinois, so it seems like you got a lot of team members on the call, Bonnie.
Awesome.
And it looks like at least everyone who filled out the poll anyway is from Title I. So with that, I will actually hand it over to you, Bonnie, to introduce yourself and today's session.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Bonnie Forker. I'm the Regional Apprenticeship Navigator or Specialist for EDR 9, serving Bond, Calhoun, Clinton, Jersey, Madison, Monroe, Randolph, St. Clair, and Washington counties in Illinois. Our partnering region, my partner region is Madison County Employment and Training, LWIA, LWIA 22. They are awesome partners. I couldn't ask for any better partners. And my ATR is Bruce, and he, of course, rocks. Hello, everybody. We are located about 30 miles east of St. Louis. So we're down closer toward the lower half of Illinois. About myself, I have over 30 years of workforce development experience working with employers and job seekers who are incarcerated, coming out of incarceration, students and adults with disabilities, and youth and high school adults and dislocated workers. So all the Title I individuals. In the past, I've been a job coach, a job developer, a workshop facilitator, career planner, business rep, and business services team manager. In my current position, I am part of the LWIA 24 business services team, one of two people. I'm the business lead over our EDR 9 integrated business services team. I'm the co-chair of our Nexus Employer Group and our vice president of a local transition planning committee. I'm also a WIOA career planner, case manager for on-the-job training participants, and part of our rapid response team. I cover now 9 counties in the Metro East area. And like I said, we're about 30 miles east of St. Louis City, and most of our counties are rural. We have regional partnerships with business service teams on both sides of the river with St. Louis City, St. Louis County, Jeff Frank County, and St. Charles counties in Missouri. And we to assist employers and job seekers with barriers as part of our Nexus Employer Group. So next one, Jonathan. Okay, next one. So let's talk about apprenticeships. So as I stated earlier, I am lucky to be able to work with a great group of workforce professionals that neighbors up to our region. Madison County Employment and Training, they are awesome, and Bruce is awesome. I'm going to start off with LWIA's 22's, their projects through their Apprenticeship Hub Grant, West Star Aviation, and their apprenticeships for students with disabilities. Next slide. So Madison County Employment and Training Apprenticeship Program started in January 2022 and has grown to work with 4 high schools and 5 employers. And Kayla from Madison County is the person that supplied this information to me. Thank you, Kayla. Holly's House of Hope is an they provide, they've developed an early childhood education aid apprenticeship, an animal trainer, resale operations assistant, library assistant, swimming pool servicer, custodial, and senior facility manager. Currently, they have 3 completers in the custodian, senior facility manager, and swimming pool servicer, and 1 apprentice currently in the program. And Holly's House of Hope is for people with disabilities. They also have high school youth apprenticeships developed for people with disabilities as well. They are working with 4 area high schools and 7 employers. They have a legal receptionist, landscaping groundskeeper, housekeeper, event associate, logistics parts handler, custodian, bus sanitizer, and office administrative assistants. 10 completers complete currently, and those positions include bus sanitizer, landscaping groundskeeper, housekeeper, event associate, custodian, office administrative assistant. 3 apprentices are currently in that program. They have a wonderful, wonderful relationship with West Star Aviation Academy. And in that apprenticeship, there are currently 46 completers in aircraft maintenance technician. And that number is growing as we speak. Next, please. Okay, so under the Gateway Apprenticeship Hub, Becca Ryan and Abby Helms and Tony Furman are with that group. The funding is sourced from the U.S. Department of Labor's Apprenticeship Building America program. Madison County Employment and Training was the recipient of this grant starting in the fall of 2022, founded the Gateway Apprenticeship Hub. The hub aims to create a varied and skilled workforce in the St. Louis region and Southern Illinois, including 18 Illinois counties and 5 Missouri counties. They post on LinkedIn regularly. They have wonderful outreach and information about this program. So if you want more information, please follow them, the Gateway Apprenticeship Hub on LinkedIn. Awesome job of that. Funding is available for pre-apprenticeships and employer incentives for apprenticeships within the education, healthcare, or bioscience industries. The major project successes are they are the first teacher apprenticeship program in the state of Illinois, working with McKendree University. I was fortunate enough to sit in on some of the groundwork of that. It's just amazing what Becca and Abby can do. Over 420 apprentices registered since January 2023. 77% of apprentices are female, 60% are Black and African American. Numerous state and national presentations given. If you've never seen Becca and Abby's presentation or one of Tony's presentations, you're really missing out. Next. So some of the apprenticeships under the hub are medical assistant, certified nurse assistant, licensed practical nurse, registered nurse, emergency medical technician, paramedic, peer support specialist, daycare lead teacher, hydroponic technician farmer, laboratory technician, paraprofessional teacher aide, TIG welder with medical supplies, early childhood teacher, middle school teacher, elementary school teacher, special education teacher, and secondary school teacher. Next, please. Okay, so some of the apprenticeships I have supported and worked on over the last few years is we have a wonderful training provider, Midwest Career Source. It's a vocational school, private vocational school. They provide adult students for an evolving workplace, the opportunity to pursue career choices and to develop a variety of technical and workplace skills to transition into employment and for lifelong learning. One thing this training provider does that a lot of training providers don't do is they have a very holistic approach. They work with a lot of individuals that are coming out of trauma situations like domestic abuse. And they're also, most of the people they work with are either low income, in poverty, homeless. I mean, they run the gamut of who they assist and who they put into their pre-apprenticeship and their apprenticeship programs. They prepare individuals for entry into the healthcare careers that include certified nurse assistant, phlebotomist, psychiatric technician, and clinical medical assistants. As they also assist individuals if they have trouble filling out their application. They have someone that will help them fill out the application. If they have someone that has trouble with the GED or any assessments whatsoever, they offer tutoring, and it's not just your regular tutoring. I mean, they delve into how people study, how people learn. I mean, they are just wonderful about that. So in the pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship model, students are provided mentoring, counseling with an on-site psychologist. They actually have an on-site psychologist because, like I said, they do have individuals that are involved in trauma-related events, shootings, just terrific, horrific things happening. And they realize, as you know, we all should, that these events may be a barrier to employment. They also assist with addressing transportation and childcare barriers. They also provide resources, referrals to agencies who would be able to assist with limiting or eliminating these barriers. Students are placed at local hospitals, clinics, and assisted living facilities in the area. Next slide, please. Mac Medical is another company that we're heavily involved with their welding apprenticeship. Mac Medical is a local family-owned company in a little town called Millstadt, Illinois, or Millstadt, Illinois. And they are very high on recruiting women into their welding program, welding apprenticeship. They make like the trays, towel trays, anything that's stainless steel, they make for hospitals. So it's a really unique manufacturing facility. Their apprenticeship program is designed to train tradesmen and tradeswomen in welding. They are recruited from local high schools, local colleges, and our referrals from our region. We are trying to get them to branch out into more apprenticeships, but due to the new HR staff, they really want to fully get them on board before we start another apprenticeship position with them. We've assisted with incumbent worker funding and on-the-job training reimbursements, plus regional grants are being written to further assistance for this company. Next, please. Okay, so I've been doing this for a little bit, and I thought that my all my experience working with businesses within the business services team, doing OJT, marketing OJT, posting jobs, referrals, and all this. I thought, oh, apprenticeship would be a piece of cake, right? You know, why wouldn't they want to have an apprenticeship? Well, what I'm finding is a lot of pushback. First of all, the employer buy-in, the positives are they like the idea of having a formal training program to help recruit good talent. They like the assistance with us posting their positions and offering OJT and incumbent worker training. They like that piece, but we offer that without an apprenticeship. So there's that. They also appreciate the recruiting, and they appreciate the consultation to provide information about training providers and how to set up an apprenticeship and, you know, offer to do the paperwork and all that stuff. They like that part, but they resist because they don't want to have DOL rules and implement a formal training program. They don't like the eligibility criteria and hoops that the job seekers have to go through to get any funding through, especially OJT. Employers, they don't like the government involvement in paperwork. Even when Bruce and I, you know, we tell them we take most of the hard work out of it. We assist you, you know, you can cater it to your own company. They still push back. They don't like the mandatory classroom training. That is the number one thing they don't like, even though, and I have explained to them, it doesn't take that much of the time. They're probably already doing it, but they don't want to do that. So I know I've been on several different trainings and stuff, and I know a lot of people are having the same issues with that part of the apprenticeship piece. Are there any questions? Next slide, please. Okay, so this is our contact information for me, Becca, Abby, and Bruce. And if are there any questions or comments, I am open to anything. Jordan has also put them in the chat, our contact information.
Hey, Bonnie, thanks so much for your presentation today. So obviously, you cover a lot of ground geographically, working
Mm-hmm.
across two local workforce areas, which
Mm-hmm.
requires a ton of collaboration across both business service teams for your areas. So I would love it if you could tell us a little bit more about what that collaboration has looked like across the two LWIAs you cover.
Okay, so again, I am so fortunate that we have a wonderful integrated business services team. We work with Voc Rehab, DHS. Is very involved at the table, especially their business team that cover various regions, and I think they cover half of Illinois. They're awesome. We work closely with Madison County with their business services team. We have Lewis and Clark, SWIC, Kaskaskia College, economic development. Tracy Glenn, she's awesome with the state in economic development. We have some local partners, MERS Goodwill, and we just acquired Boone Center. I invited them, and they're going to be coming to the table. Boone Center works with people with disabilities as well. Challenge Unlimited has been really involved. They're awesome as well. And what's come out of this is a lot of really good referrals for people, job seekers with disabilities, and our businesses. Our businesses love the fact that if I have a business and they say, I want to hire a person with a specific disability, I know who to reach out to, and I refer that business to. We make a soft warm handshake via the emails, and and then we give the follow up too. It's not like that we pass off an employer or pass off a job seeker and then we ghost anybody. We actually communicate and follow up. I've had 2 really good placements of people with disabilities just recently with the Belleville Area Humane Society and with Tie-Dyed Iguana, a really cool sort of pet shop for reptiles and amphibians. And they love that I was able to offer on-the-job training through WIOA. Plus, they've got a job coach. Both individuals have a job coach at each location. And it worked out wonderfully because one of the employers was really on the fence about hiring anyone at all, especially someone with a disability. But having that OJT reimbursement out there helped push them to the point where now they love her. But they love her, and so they love both of the placements that we've done. So I'm really excited about our business services team. They're awesome.
And then one more from me, Bonnie. Sorry.
Okay.
So I think you've done a really great job today of showing us so much of the incredible groundwork and employer partnerships that have been developed by your extended team over the last couple of years. I would love to hear about what's coming down the pipe that you're really excited about right now in terms of current business engagement, current apprenticeship programs and development in your area.
Okay, so I have been working with Dupo High School, Cahokia High School, and East St. Louis High School with their CTE programs, hoping to get traction with pre-apprenticeships and then moving them into actual apprenticeships after they graduate. It has been slow going. I've been working on this for a while. But they miss the piece. The schools seem to miss the piece of the placement afterwards. It's like, and then once the students graduate, it's like they're gone. I mean, it's really hard getting back in touch with them. So that's been difficult to put that placement piece after a pre-apprenticeship to make it more of an actual pre-apprenticeship where there's jobs and another apprenticeship following it. They do great when they're in school, and when I go do workshops for them on resume and interviewing. Gulfstream is a local aviation company that we've been working with, that we're still trying to get them. They don't like working with the government, but we're still being gentle persuasers with them. They do have a really good relationship with Cahokia High School, recruiting some of their students for their pre-apprenticeship programs at Gulfstream, but we're trying to get them to branch out into a full-blown apprenticeship, and to include DuPont High School and include East St. Louis High School as well as part of their referral process. They work closely with the Cave in Belleville, but we're trying to get them to also include these other schools that have difficulty placing individuals in the employment piece. So we're working on that. We are currently working along with Madison County, with Westar to help fund some more apprenticeships, and provide a special cohort. We have like 2 aviation companies other than Gulfstream and Westar that are moving into our region. Well, one is definitely moving into our region. I just can't share, names or anything yet. But we're looking at providing a grant or cohort for that. So the aviation push for us is going to be really big. And like I said, Mac Medical, we're trying to get them to expand their apprenticeship. I've got a few companies that want to do welding apprenticeships, one in Sparta and a couple in Redbud, and we're just trying to iron out the kinks and get them over that resistance to the classroom training.
Thanks.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Doesn't appear that we have any questions, but I did have one because it sounds like you have a pretty broad referral network, either with
Mm-hmm.
Madison County. And it sounds like Madison County might have people that they refer their students to.
Mm-hmm.
And so just both for the learner, the apprentice, and also the business with that many handoffs, I could see that being really jarring. Kind of like if call into it, it's like, oh, let me transfer you to this person. Oh, let me transfer you
Yeah.
to this person. So
Yeah.
like, I guess what systems do you all have in place to kind of minimize like the frustration that might happen when you're making all of these different handoffs for different people?
There's not that many handoffs. I mean, because our region down here, we're pretty spread out. So there are only maybe 2 a month, 2 or 3 a month. So it's manageable. But we have such a wonderful relationship with each other. I can just pick up the phone and call Mike Connolly and ask him, say, hey, I've got this job seeker that wants blah 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 blah, and he'll say, sure, send them over. Or Madison County will say, hey, we had an employer that's in your region reach out to us. But we thought we'd, see if you could possibly help them. If not, we'll work with them. But we wanted to make sure, we checked with you first. We have, like Westar, we have a couple of companies that we actually share. We actually both regions work with, like Westar, Mac Medical, Madison County works with them as well. And then, of course, with SWIC and Lewis and Clark and Kaskaskia, they have their own apprenticeships with some of the same employers that we work with. But because we communicate with each other, like if we have an employer that's maybe having difficulties or whatever, I can just call SWIC or Madison, if it's in Madison County or whatever. I can just call them and say, hey, I got this phone call from this employer. They sound confused. Do you know anything about them? And I mean, we've done that like 3 times just this past year, not even a full year, since January. We've had 3 companies that either didn't understand the apprenticeship process or was trying to get past some stuff they needed to do, and they ran into a roadblock because they weren't following directions. So I was able to get SWIC on board, Madison County, and myself, and we got it worked out. And we let Bruce know what was going on. So he was able to assist as well. It's really awesome.
Yeah. So sounds like open lines of contact and just kind of keeping on top of that is kind of the key to success there.
Yes.
All right. Well, if no one has any other questions, we can go ahead and wrap up for today. Thank you all for
Awesome.
joining.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Bonnie, for your
Thank everybody.
presentation.
Thank
Very
you.
much appreciate it.
Thank you.
This will be posted online later this week.
Thank
So
you.
be sure. And then have a great rest of your afternoon, everyone.
All right. Thank you,
Thanks,
everybody.
Thanks, Bonnie.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Great
Bye-bye.
job, Bunny. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.